Alright, so hey guys, my name is Justin,
My name is Anastasia.
and welcome to the Panther podcast.
We are the new video and podcast editors at the Panther, and we're happy to have you.
Okay, so Anastasia, where are you from?
I am from St. Petersburg, Russia. Where are you from?
I am from Seoul, South Korea. So we are both international students, and we are also both transfer students.
I transferred from community college at San Mateo, which is in Bay Area.
And I attended UC Santa Cruz for 2 years before transferring to Chapman University.
So today we're going to talk about the transfer process. We're going to guide you through it because there's not a lot of information on Chapman websites. So we just want to help you and share how it's been the life at Chapman as a transfer student.
Okay, so Anastasia,
Yes, Justin?
how was your transfer process like?
My situation is a bit different from what is usually happening with community colleges. You usually transfer after 2 years of community college. I transfer after 1 year of community college. But in general, it's better to transfer after 2 years so that you finish all of your GEs and you have like 60 credits of GEs and you come and take upper level classes, upper division. But for me, it was film school, so I transferred after 1 year. It was hell of a ride. I applied only to Chapman and I got in.
Wow, that's a high risk, high reward kind of thing, you know what I mean?
I know, it was also because I applied like after first year of community college.
Yeah.
I thought like I have second year just in case, so I'm just gonna play with my top school and see how it goes. Play well.
And at least you're here, right?
I'm here.
Okay, so I guess like I can share a bit more about my transfer process too.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I went to UC Santa Cruz and I was an undeclared major until I declared to their film and media studies major. That was their only film major that they had. And I figured it was more, I guess, like liberal arts sort of. So I had to watch a lot of films and write essays about films. And that was like basically most of my film classes, even upper level. I took a few upper levels too, and I just did not make any films. So I was like,
This was like film history all the time?
yeah, film history, film theory, a lot of theory. So UCSC really focused on the theory part of film.
Yeah.
And we only had one film production class, and it was just like 15 students. We also had to apply, and I was like, I wanted more of a hands-on experience, which I figured that Chapman University offered. So not gonna lie, I did try to transfer out of UCSC my first year, but I failed. So the second year I was like, but the thing is, when I, tried to transfer out the first year, I didn't transfer to Chapman University until my second year, which I did, and now I'm here, so.
So the moral is that apply first year, you always have the second one.
Right, you have a second, I guess you have second chance. I don't know if people like transfer out after like their third year, or is that quite impossible?
I think there are some people, but mostly they transfer for junior year.
Right.
Yeah, or sophomore. So if you're looking to apply for transferring specifically to Chapman University, your deadline is February 15.
2024.
Well, this year, yeah.
So yeah, know your deadline's really important. You don't want to be, I want to transfer, but then like it's past the deadline. You don't want to be in that situation. Plus, you want to be ready for it. And so because you want to be ready for it, we are going to be diving into like the major steps into the transfer process, what you should do. So yeah, what's the first step, Anastasia?
The first step is during your fall semester, even better in August, before your semester. Start your process around August because you want to make sure that you're taking classes that are going to transfer. You want to make sure that you have an appointment with your academic advisor to inform them that you're planning to transfer so that the school can prepare all the documents, which is especially hard thing for international students who have to deal with the I-20 transfer and sometimes even visa transfer, so it all depends. And also you gotta make sure about all the requirements for application because some universities require a bunch of essays, some universities require creative supplements like film school. So as soon as you gotta start as soon as you can. It's also good for you to write your Common App essay like 2-3 times because it's never gonna be good.
I mean, by the way, we're also going to be making another podcast for Dodge specifically later on, and that is a whole nother process. So we're going to be making that podcast maybe after this podcast, but for this, I guess so like Anastasia said, fill the common application, all of those like what awards I received, or the clubs that I've done at school, or stuff like that, and then think about your essay questions and keep thinking about like your why transfer essay, or why Chapman essay.
Right. It's also good that you mentioned clubs because since we are talking about transfers, if you know that you're gonna transfer, apply to like as many clubs as you can, and if you can, also go to student government because this really shows the school that you're a dedicated student and you're dedicated to the community of the university and that you're going to be the same at the university you're transferring to, which is very important to do. How many clubs did you join?
Well, I did, I have to be honest, I was in less clubs at UCSC than I was back in high school. Which is fine. But I was a part of UCSC's photography club called Shutter Slug Photography. And I also was in honestly, there was one film club to make movies and stuff at UCSC, but I honestly didn't really enjoy it my time. So I left after, I think, 2 weeks into the school year, freshman year, so.
Well, you can still write down that you were part of the club.
Right, so I still wrote it down. I was like,
oh really? See, people just use whatever you can.
But don't lie about it. Do not lie about some random club that does not exist. That would be bad.
For me, it was different. I tried my best and I wanted to flex. So I was vice president of international club.
Okay.
I was vice chair of the programming board of student government. I was vice president of film club. And we never had meetings, to be honest, because we couldn't figure out which day to use.
Wait, in CC, like in
community college,
they had all that kind of stuff?
We had so many clubs. I think that our community college is very different from regular community college. Ours was very engaging in lots of clubs.
Oh, that's
student
good.
Government.
Wow.
Lots of people came to our events too.
Wow, interesting.
We had, I'm not allowed to disclose the finances we got, but it was a lot of money that we got for events, and we had like 3-day carnival thing. So yeah, see you, Sam. Love you. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a regular community college.
So the next most important step, Chapman University requires 1 letter of recommendation, but you can submit up to 2. It doesn't really matter which kind, just any letter of recommendation. Personal, academic, professional, anything.
And this is very important because that might be the thing that can get you in. So you gotta make sure that the professor or whoever you're asking that letter from likes you. You gotta make sure that they're gonna invest in it. That the letter is going to be nice and presentable because you don't want to ask your English teacher who you weren't submitting essays to. Right. And she's like, that actually I don't think you should get that student. Right.
For me, like I said, I tried to transfer twice. So my freshman year, I got my letter of recommendation from Professor Shelley Stamp at UCSC. She's the best. I love her. But I reused that letter of recommendation my second year. So you still use the, I guess, letter of recommendation you got prior, or like the year prior. Yeah, so there are no strict rules to letter of recommendation. You just have to have one, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when you're asking for the letter of recommendation, make sure that the person knows at least a little bit of your back history because it's nice when they can talk about it in the letter of recommendation and tell more about your personality,
Okay, so the next big form you will have to submit is
college transcript. Before doing anything, go to your academic advisor. It's very important. They can tell you the process, how it works specifically for your school. There's also the thing that I don't know how it works for quarters, but for semesters, you get your transcript usually in the middle of January for fall semester. and deadline is February. So it's better to apply as early as you can. And then as soon as you get the portal, the application portal, you can submit any additional documents over there.
And also, Chapman did require me to send in my high school grades as well, transcripts. So just talk to your high school academic advisor. At the same time, if you want to submit your SAT, I know that thing is optional now, but if you have any AP scores that you want to submit, that is going to cover up some of your classes. So you don't have to take, for example, like for me, I submitted my AP calculus scores, AP Lit and Lang, and I was able to get some GE credits out of the way.
Okay, life at Chapman University.
So the fun stuff. For Anastasia and me, it has been 3 weeks here.
Right.
And I feel like I am already like a second-year student that I already have.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
It's been a lot, yeah.
So as soon as you get Chapman, please make sure to arrive
Attend
earlier.
orientation, that's important.
Yeah, like first off, you're gonna meet people, like we met at the orientation.
We met at the, what is it, International Transfer Orientation? Yeah.
Yeah, but then we also met at the transfer orientation. Healthy Panther. Healthy Panther, my favorite one. Healthy Panther gives you stickers, by the way, so definitely attend.
You definitely do not want to miss orientation. That's like the most important thing ever. I heard a lot of stories where people miss orientation and they regretted it deeply.
Absolutely.
So please attend orientation.
And that leads us to another thing. If we want to come earlier to school, where are we gonna live?
Housing.
Housing.
So how's the transfer situation, or how's the housing situation for transfer students? Was it like
It's
good
bad.
news for it's bad news for us? Yes.
Situation of housing in Chapman right now for transfers is bad. We gotta be real, but they are building another hall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you haven't heard about that?
No.
They're building another hall. I don't think it's only for transfers, it's for everybody, but they assured me that they're gonna have spaces because I had to, at first I applied for housing on campus, but then I had to sign a petition for off campus because I didn't want to live in the warrens with 3 people in one room. Plus, lots of transfers got rejected for that right now.
Interesting.
And
wow, it's hot.
It's okay.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, go buy
Chapman
these.
Spirit.
Chapman Spirit. Go buy these at the school store.
And all this too.
Yeah, all these too.
So the thing is, if you want to come to Chapman, you gotta search for apartment or a room. I did it through Facebook. Do it early because literally, like, everybody takes it super fast.
Well, I didn't want it to get one around Orange because then it wouldn't make sense to have a car because it's like walking distance, I can just get a bike. But the reason why I did also find housing outside of Orange in Anaheim is because first, if you try to find housing like close to campus, or the closer you get to campus, the more expensive I think it gets now.
I think it depends. Like you can still find those houses, but it was really hard to find my house. And there were like 20 applicants for the same house. And I was just the first one to apply, that's why they gave the house to me.
She lives 3 minutes away from the school.
Yeah,
she
but
drives
I still drive. I'm lazy, what can I
to
say?
school.
It's like 10-minute walk, but I mean, I have a car.
Yeah.
So a little bit of recap, make sure about your Gs.
Yeah, just be aware of your GEs, basically, general education requirements.
Absolutely talk to your academic advisor, especially if you're planning to transfer. Letters of recommendation matter.
Letter of recommendation matters. Doesn't matter who, just get a good one.
College transcripts, look at the process of at your school, and Common App. And look if Common App requires an unofficial one.
And yeah, so I guess to give a few tips, very, very valuable tips, I guess. When I was applying, or before the application process, I was like, damn, I really want to get into Chapman University. What should I do, right? And I was like really, really desperate. But so yeah, like be desperate, like be hungry, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to get into Chapman University? Show that spirit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be humble. Like, put as much as you can in your application.
Yeah, don't be humble. Right. And so what I did basically is I took advantage of everything that Chapman University offered. Well, first thing I did was I followed the Chapman's Instagram page. And during the application process, they will provide you with like a bunch of tips in their stories. And also they will do a Q&A live on Instagram Live, which I joined. And it was pretty cool because there were 2 transfer advisors that were hosting the live event.
Right.
That, you know, students can like go into the live event and ask questions if they wanted to learn about more about like how the whole application process is like. I took advantage of that. And in that Instagram Live, I actually heard about a one-on-one appointment that you can make with transfer advisors at Chapman. So I took that opportunity to meet with a transfer advisor at Chapman University. I did a one-on-one Zoom meeting back in my little tiny room back at Santa Cruz. She basically looked at my UCSC transcript, gave me some pointers, and she also wrote down some notes, and she was really trying to help me into this transfer, I guess, process, which I took by heart. I was like, wow, like I'm not even like part of the school, but I felt I was a part of the school. Definitely do take advantage of those opportunities that that Chapman is offering, basically.
Yeah, that's a very great experience. For me, it was a bit different because I did, how it's called, tours. Instead of going to Academic Advising 101, I decided to come to Los Angeles and then to Orange and attend both tours for the main campus and for Dodge. And when I was attending those, I was talking to current students and I was asking questions about the school, and I could also put into my application where it says, have you been on campus? And you're like, yes. And then they see that you
press no.
And then they see that you were on campus and you did take tour, which also shows your interest in school. But yeah, I think that one is better than just going to tour.
I mean, it's great. I mean, just it's important to just show general interest, that you are interested.
Right.
And interested in coming to Chapman University, basically.
Yeah, it would also help you write the essay why Chapman, because every school has that essay and you gotta adjust to every school. In mine, I wrote about the learning community because I know that even in dorms, they live by floors and everybody on your floor is your major. Right. So I kind of wrote about that. And of course, I wrote about film school, but so just make your research and talk to as many people as you can. That will definitely help you.
So yeah, I hope what we did was very, very helpful. Or honestly, it's my first podcast, and I think, I don't know, it's...
Yeah, we're a little bit nervous. We hope that you received the information you wanted and you needed. Yeah. We're gonna make more podcasts. If you have any ideas or you wanna hear about something specifically, there's always comments anywhere you see it, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Again, my name is Justin and this is...
Anastasia.
We gotta do this every time because for me, like when I met a lot of people in the beginning of the school year, I shook their hands, oh, what's your name? And they would tell me their names. I forgot everybody's names.
I know.
Right? Like there's so many people that we like introduce each other to, like that I can't keep track of like who I meet and stuff, so.
Yeah, it's easier to ask for Instagrams and then see.
Yeah. Justin.
Anastasia, it was nice to have you. We are video and podcast editors at the Panther, and we will see you next time.
We'll see you in another episode.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.